Hi, I'm Sean McGowan, a singer-songwriter from Southampton. This song is temporarily called Millbrook Road, and it is quite a touchy one. It's brand new actually. It's going to be it's going to have its debut performance on the 7th of June at the Joiners. Lad through a friend of a friend, she didn't know too much about him, knocked about in different ends. A rumour travelled fast and information tend to in the right ear of the wrong men. I knew some lads who've had a spot of bother with him, ain't too uncommon, we all live each other's pocket. What's alarming that he's so unpopular with the women? So week one must be love, fine and dandy. You moved into your flat, sex and tap was Andy. You're grateful of the company, you know you feel alive. Week two, houses full cocaine parties, bouncing you off the walls, loving hardly. Got a fag burning your carpet, car gone off the drive. From the Greek islands to a twos up on a Mayfair and a precinct. Used to walk around from parties, now she was a baby up and down the high street. Saw her briefly last week, hope to God that she knows still as beautiful as she was when I first kissed her on the Millbrook Road. And every time I seen the bloke, he's been puff chested, got a clip on his shoulder and his attitude salted and a tensed up fist clenched, looking restless. What's your problem, son? And he promised you that he never raises his hands. He must have had his fingers crossed to the punches still land. He claims autopilot, but he's a fully grown man. You know you sort yourself out, son. So weep through your eyes, a black lip is thick. You got your head buried on the toilet, piss on a stick, praying placebo, let the test is negative, but it comes out positive. Week before you move back in with your mum for protection of yourself and your little bump to come. And I don't blame you for feeling around. You know that that's no way to live. From the Greek islands to a twos up on a Mayfair and a precinct. Used to walk around from parties, now she was a baby up and down the high street. Saw her briefly last week, hope to God that she knows still as beautiful as she was when I first kissed her on the Millbrook Road. All the gaps and the cracks in your statements, your memories, your past and future relations, the arrangements, won't you dry your eyes, my love? Now you see all a little more clearly. So I'm speaking loud enough cause you didn't hear me, not even nearly. Won't you dry your eyes, my what you saying, what you saying, what you saying? What you saying, what you saying, what you saying now? What you saying now? You dry your eyes, my where you going, where you going, where you going? Where you going, where you going, where you going now? Now, won't you dry your eyes, my love? From the Greek islands to a twos up on a Mayfair and a precinct. Used to walk around from parties, now she walks a baby up and down the high street. Saw her briefly last week, hope to God that she knows she's still as beautiful as she was when I first kissed her on the Millbrook Road. The first song I remember hearing probably was an S Club 7 track, which is quite embarrassing. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was Spice Girls, and I do remember that because I think I got it for losing one of my teeth. I like to say Joe Strummer or Billy Bragg, but unfortunately not. Without doubt, no one else, Joe Strummer. But then there probably would be a bit of an argument about who'd take lead vocals. Him. Yeah, he'd have to take them. Joe Strummer, no question. I think I like expressing myself, definitely. That's cool. I mean, it's very awkward to talk about some of the things I talk about in my music with people in the settings I usually am, whether it be work or at a party or something. So I think it's expressing myself is definitely the one for me. I've been listening to Jim Lockie and the Solemn Sons, cracking, really good. Frank Turner's new album, which is unbelievable, great listen. Listened to Billy Bragg's new album, which is really good. There's a lot of new stuff. There's a band called Dolomite Minor from Southampton, a two-piece. They're like 17 or 16 and they're unbelievable. There's a song called, there's a few. Slancher is a song about my old man, which I got tattooed on me. Not the whole song, just Slancher. I wrote a song about an ex-girlfriend called Time, which is quite personal. There's a new one called Millbrook Rose, which I think I'm going to be performing in a minute, which is quite personal, quite upsetting. But I'd say Slancher, it's about my dad. It means a lot to me. My heroes are Joe Strummer, without a doubt. Definitely look up to everything he stood for, the whole kind of punk ethos. But not only that, just how he walked the walk and not just talk the talk. It's getting people into gigs for free and stuff. He couldn't afford it. I've got a lot of respect for that. And Billy Bragg's up there as well. I know they're both musically related, but they're big inspirational characters for me. Always love festivals. The festival vibe's great, but I think it's a place in the west coast of Ireland, Enniscrone and Sligo. And I remember just going for an unbelievably long walk along the beach and just getting told folk stories, you know, all kind of myths or fairy thoughts and stuff like that. And I think I was just completely zoned out into a kind of different world then. I think Enniscrone, County Sligo, west of Ireland, do it. It's great. It's got a bit shit, to say the least. I think it's got a hell of a lot more greedy. Everyone just is after something for themselves. I mean, technology's going too fast for us as well, in my opinion. Well, definitely too fast for me. Yeah, it's got a bit shitter, really. Like, everything's become easier, but less ethical, I think. If I was world leader, I'm fairly convinced that we can run the world, fuel the world, kind of off water and wind and stuff. So I reckon I'd ban oil, and then I suppose that would cause a bit of a problem with money. I don't know. I'd probably go on like some hippie rampage and try and get put down in the history books and practice what I preach, I suppose. I don't know. It's what we make of it. I suppose if people decide to wise up and realise that it's not everything has to be financially driven, I think we're on to good things. But the way it's heading, you know, you gotta worry. Fingers crossed. That's what holds for us. Fingers crossed. I email a lot. I play guitar, obviously. I like playing football. I'm not very good, but I like playing. I like watching football. Although this season's been quite depressing because QPR have been atrocious. Do you know what? I'd have loved to have been around in the 70s. I'd love to say I've been born 55 and lived through the 70s and then on to the 80s. I reckon I could have had a lot of fun. I don't write it off. I haven't seen anything that convinces me. I think it's I think you'd be stupid to completely discard it, you know. But until I've seen some proof, I suppose I can't really say I do believe in them. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was. That's a great answer. Wouldn't be surprised. People are pricks. People are fucking idiots, I think is the easiest answer to that. Greedy as fuck. Just completely stupid, and it winds me up a lot, and I get into a lot of heated discussions about this, but it's just greed, isn't it? People are just far too greedy. The meaning of life is to make babies, make love, make babies. I think to create more life. Cool. There's 365 days in a year, you know we're living for the weekend. We're living in fear of wasting our life on fags, drugs and beer. Worried people we love will leave us. I'm not living for tomorrow, time to live for right now. I wake up in the morning, never quite sure how I left my dignity and memory in some shit club in town. Regrets will always stay with us. And I'm another day older, still none the wiser. And when will I ever learn that life is just a game, just a shot of give and take part, cause it's your turn. It's your turn, your turn, your turn, your turn, your turn. And I ain't going to heaven, but I ain't gonna rot here now. Never learn my lessons, and I will never sell out way, oh, way, oh. Life's too short to take too long. Way oh, way oh. Life's too short to take too long. So 12 months passed, you spent the duration slaving. You ate your other ass, you spent majority complaining. Supposed to be the peak of summer, pissing down raining. With childhood grew up, I'm going buildings. And I'm a working my ass off for 525, double way bank holiday, pitch myself, check I'm alive. Corporate company pays pennies, old cunts in disguise. The rich get richer, poor struggle to survive. Now the day older, still none the wiser. And when will I ever learn that life is just a game, a shot of give and take part, cause it's your turn. It's your turn, your turn, your turn, your turn, your turn. And I ain't going to heaven, but I ain't gonna rot in now. Never learn my lessons, and I will never sell out. Way oh. Life's too short to take too long. Way oh. Life's too short to take too long. You can find me on Facebook at Sean McGowan Music UK, and also on Twitter and YouTube at Sean McGowan UK.